Hello again, everyone, and welcome to American Idioms Part 47. This is the 47th video in my American Idioms series, and like the others, I'll present 5 idioms to you numbered 231 to 235. But first, I'll give you the opportunity to guess their meanings. Then I'll explain each of their meanings to you using additional examples to help you to understand them better. So, are you ready once again? Okay, here we go. Number 231, have to hand it to someone. And the example is, I don't like Vera, but you have to hand it to her. She had many problems when she was a child, but she became a very successful adult despite her childhood difficulties. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is C, to admit, usually grudgingly, that you admire someone or people for doing something. And that's what to have to hand it to someone means. In our example, they're talking about how this person didn't like this woman, Vera, but he or she had to hand it to them because even though that she had problems when she was a child, she still became successful as an adult, which is hard to do. So basically this means that you give credit to someone even though you don't like them. Here's another example. Many of the employees dislike their new CEO, but you have to hand it to him. He turned their failing company around after it was on the verge of bankruptcy. All right, we have a similar situation here where the employees at this company didn't like their new boss, their new CEO, but this person's saying you have to hand it to him. You have to give him credit because he turned around this failing company where they worked. Okay, so this usually means that you give someone credit grudgingly, but it can also mean you just give someone credit. You have to hand it to them. Got it? All right. Number 232, time is on one's side. And the example is, time is on our side. So we can be patient and wait until we get a good offer on our house. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is B, to have enough time to do something, and that's what it means if time is on your side. In our example, the people were talking about how time was on their side because they wanted to sell their house, and they had a lot of time to do it. They didn't have to rush and sell it for maybe an offer that wasn't that good. But time was on their side, so they could wait for the best deal. Here's another example. My friend Eric was really nervous about giving his oral presentation in class next week. But time is on his side because he has a whole week to prepare for it. All right? In this case, this person's friend Eric had a lot of time to prepare for his presentation. So he shouldn't be as nervous as he seems to be, according to what this person's saying here, right? He has a lot of time, he can prepare, and that will probably help him. So time is on his side. Got it? All right. Number 233, bite someone's head off. And the example is, Marcy is very sensitive about her appearance because she nearly bit my head off when I suggested that she should have chosen a different color shirt to wear last night. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is C, to speak sharply and with great anger to someone, and that's what it means if someone bites your head off. Of course, we're using this figuratively. You're not going to actually bite somebody's head off, but that's what it means. It means to be very angry and to, let's say, have some mean words to say to someone. And that's what happened in our example. They're talking about how this person's friend, Marcy, was very sensitive about how she dressed, and she bit this person's head off, meaning that maybe she yelled at the person or was very angry that this other person had suggested that she should have worn something else. Here's another example. I didn't understand why my uncle bit my head off when I asked him when he was going to return my tools. I wasn't pressuring him about it. I just wanted to know when he was going to give them back to me. Now, in this example, it seems like this person's uncle misunderstood how long he could keep this person's tools. So when the person asked him, merely said, well, when are you going to give them back to me? He bit his head off. He was very angry and thought that this person was pressuring him. Got it? All right. Here's number 234, dead in the water. And the example is, his political career is now dead in the water because he was arrested for DWI last week. Can you guess the meaning? The answer here is A, something that is stalled or unable to function, and that's what it means if something is dead in the water. In our example, they're talking about how this person's political career is dead in the water, meaning that it's stalled or not able to function because of this arrest. Okay, DWI, that's driving while intoxicated, is a very serious crime. So because of that, this person's career would be dead in the water, according to the example. And here is another example. The government tried everything in its power to save the economy, but it is dead in the water and the future looks bleak for the country. All right, so if the economy looks bleak, it's not able to function well. All right, so that's what happened in our example here. The government tried to help the economy out, but it's dead in the water, meaning that it's not functioning well or it's stalled. Got it? All right. Here's our final idiom, number 235, the crack of dawn. And the example is, I had a bad leak in a water pipe in my basement last night, and I've been up since the crack of dawn trying to fix it. Can you guess the meaning? Did you guess C, very early in the morning? If you did, you are correct, and that's what the crack of dawn means. It means very early. When the dawn starts, that's when the sun comes up in the morning. That's called the crack of dawn. In our example, the person's talking about how they were working on a leak in their basement, and they were working on it ever since the dawn, ever since the crack of dawn, meaning very early in the morning, trying to fix it, and they're still trying to fix it. Here's another example. Farmers are usually up at the crack of dawn to milk their cows. All right, so we have farmers, as you know, they wake up very early in the morning, usually at the crack of dawn or maybe even before then, and because they have to milk their cows. Got it? And that's all for this video. Thanks again for subscribing. Please share the video if you get a chance. And do one more thing. Keep practicing. More videos are on the way. See you next time.